Props.
Hey, Mrs. Flynn.
And what are we going to do today, Mrs. Flynn?
Inequalities.
I know this topic. I'm not.
You were going to say if you liked it.
I just like inequality because I get to shade things. It makes me feel like an artist.
Okay. All right. So first, if we look at this first graph here, we have y is greater than 3x minus 1. So let's just talk about this for a minute. If you kind of ignore the inequality and just think of it as y equals 3x minus 1,
right.
We know this is in slope-intercept form. And here, hence, the line. So that's where this line comes from.
Okay.
And why is it dotted?
So if it's equal, it should be solid, right? But if we look at our inequality, there's no equal sign down there.
Yeah, so if it's just an inequality with no or equal to symbol, we're going to have shaded
or dotted.
Or I'm sorry, dotted line. Yep.
Okay.
And
so now why is it shaded?
I don't know. I think it might have something to do with inequality. Let's try to maybe we should just test a point and try to figure out why it's shaded.
Okay.
So let's see if maybe, I don't know, let's pick this point here. Let's pick this. That's the point 3, 1. Let's see, what does that really mean to this equation?
Okay. So we're going to take the 3, and we're going to take the 1, and we'll plug it into that inequality.
Okay, I have 1 is less or greater than 3 times 3 minus 1.
So that is 1 is greater than 8. 9 minus 1 is 8.
Is that true?
1 is greater than 8. No, 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 no.
So it's shaded because we actually want to throw this part of the graph away.
So we scratch out the stuff we do not want.
So yuck, 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 yuck.
All right. So then where's our answer then? What's our answer?
So our answers must be everything above this line.
Ah, okay. And so if we take a point there somewhere, it should make the inequality true.
Okay, well let's look at this point right here is negative 1, 1. Let's plug that into the inequality and double check. So we have 1. Is that greater than 3 times negative 1 minus 1?
Well, that's negative 3 minus 1 is negative 4. So 1 is greater than negative 4. That is true.
That's true, and that's why it's not shaded.
So every point in that clear region that we didn't throw away will satisfy that inequality. All those blue points are even in the middle, I would guess, with fractions and decimals and all those points.
What about a point on this line?
Ooh. Well, it's dotted, which means that it's not equal to. So I would guess if it was a point on that line, and we could try a point. Let's try 1, 2. And let's plug it in.
So now we have 2 greater than 3 times 1 minus 1. So is 2 greater than 2?
No.
No.
So it's not part of what we want. That's why we dotted it. If we wanted it to be included, then we'd make it solid.
All right. So now we have a graph over here if we go over to the next one.
Okay.
And we actually have to write an inequality. So let's first just think about what kind of line we have here.
All right. It's a red line. It's a straight line.
I think it's easy for me to recognize y equals mx plus b for this one.
Ah, yeah, okay.
Because I don't know the x-intercept. It could be 0.5, it could not. I don't know for sure.
Okay, so I think the b value is 1 going through that point 1 there.
Plus 1. Now we only have to really recognize, because we want both of our variables y and x, what the slope is. So let's see. I'm going to pick 1 point here and 1 point here. I rise 2 and go to the right 1. So 2 over 1.
2 over 1 is just 2, so y equals 2x plus 1. Okay, so that's the red line.
But now it's not really equal to, because we have this funky shading going on.
Right. So the shaded part, the pink shaded, is the stuff that is not included. We scratched it. It was scratched away by someone. So we're looking for all the stuff over here. where the pen is right now.
All this gonna be?
Well, it's either going to be greater than or less than. I'm not sure. What do you think?
If this is the equation and everything above the equation are higher of the y values.
So I would say then y must be bigger or equal to that equation.
Well, let's just check that to make sure we're right.
Okay.
Because I'll check this point.
-1, 1. So if it works for this point, it'll work for everything in the region?
I think so.
Cool.
Okay, so this is 1 is greater than or equal to 2 times -1 plus 1.
And?
That's all right. 1 is greater than or equal to?
Ah! All right, here we go. All right, let's just go from there. So 1, where do we go? Well, 1 is greater than or equal to?
-2 plus 1.
Which is -2 plus 1 is -1.
Is 1 greater than? Yes, it is. That's true, and I think we made that correct.
All right, super.
Okay, now let's just practice some graphing.
Okay.
First step.
First step, speed
Let's just
graphing.
graph
Okay.
the equation.
My students are saying you put the y-intercept on first.
1, 2, 3. My students say that too, by the way.
Okay.
2.
They must have really smart teachers.
There we go.
Rise over run. There we go.
Now, I can stop right now and... Oh, better not do that. I can stop right now and say, well, is it a dotted or shaded line?
It is equal to, so it should be a solid line.
All right. So I will have a line that looks like...
That's really good. I'm impressed. I don't think I could do that.
Pretty talented.
Yeah. Okay, so there's our line. It's equal to, and we want y's to be less than that line, 2x plus 3.
So I'm going to throw away everything above it.
Okay, let's get rid of it then. So we scratch all that out. See, I told you I was happy about shading and nice art. Look at that, pretty green. So that's the region we do not like, which is actually, that's when I grew up as a kid in North America.
Don't confuse them.
Oh. I'll stop.
So let's graph it, then do solid, or is that how you spell solid?
Yep.
That doesn't look right to me. Solid or shaded line, and then you'll do your shading.
Shading, there we go.
Okay.
All right, next one.
Solid or dotted line. What am I thinking? Solid or dotted line.
Oh,
I was thinking ahead.
Yes, shading. Okay. So you're saying the first step is to do
graph the equation. Second
right.
step, draw a solid or dotted line to make your line for the equation.
Right.
And then conduct your shading.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Y plus x is greater than 5. So we want to graph that. And
graph
so
with the equal sign.
Right. Well, we could do the intercept method because it's in standard
and you
form.
can just cover 1 and find if x is 0, what's y?
5.
So we have the point 0, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5.
Mm-hmm.
Hard for my eyes to see.
And the other one you let 0, and so then the x value is going to be 5.
Okay, that was too easy.
Yeah.
Okay, so we did our first step. Second step is, are we going to have a solid
or dotted? Well, it's a greater than sign. There's no equal sign.
So therefore, it's going to be dotted.
Okay.
I even think this fancy tool has a dotted one in it.
Ooh. Nice. Okay, and now we got to do our shading.
This one's not very easy to see.
No.
So what do we have to do?
Well, let's take a point.
0, 0, 0.
Oh, that's the easiest one. Oh, good call. So if we plug 0 in, plus 0 is bigger than 5. That's what our question is. Is 0 bigger than 5?
No.
No.
So that's what we're going to throw away.
Right, we're going to scratch out, get rid of that. Scratch it away.
All right. That's it for today.
Bye-bye.